Yo, what's up, guys? This is Goosey. We're back with another video type shit. But this one's kind of different, and it's also really cool because we're breaking down my latest single, Fracture, which is out on all platforms, and you guys should definitely stream it. Link in bio. Description. But, anyways, it's a really simple song. I'm really excited to get into like the sound design breakdown sort of shit because it's really fun, and I can't wait to show y'all. But yeah, we're gonna go. Without further ado, let's break this shit down, bro. So when we get to the intro, the majority of the time, I'm pretty sure I start off all my songs with some sort of pad or atmosphere or drone or something to kind of just, I guess, set that atmosphere. Or set the vibe. You know, like if we're going for something happy, or we going something for like mad opium or like mysterious and nonchalant, like what's the vibe? So I always start off with the pad. I think this is the pad that I started off with. Or no, it was this one up here. This is a splice sample. Yeah, just EQ'd the lows out because I was gonna add my own bass over it, so it was like I didn't really need those frequencies anyways. And then Pigments, my favorite synth for like writing my melodies and like my chords and my MIDI. When it comes to like my instrumentation, Pigments is always my go-to synth. I love it. It's got a ton of good presets in here. Like it's got a lot of good pads, leads, keys. I don't really use any of the. I don't think I've really ever used like the bass presets or like the drum presets, but I love this synth for like pads and like keys and arps and shit. So yeah, I wrote this progression right here. It's really simple. It just repeats over and over and over. But I think the bass right here keeps it interesting, so it's not so still all the time. And of course, we also have like this layer in the background as well. This sound is cool because I think I used like a auto pen on here. So yeah. So all these sounds together right here sound like this. That is literally the intro. It is like mad fucking like simple. And next we have, and look, you can guys see actually up top you can see like I have all of my sections like with markers like intro, build, drop, B section, second build, second drop. So for this song, actually this song went through like 4 different project files of like 4 different structure ideas. Like some, like one version will have like a longer intro, one will have like a longer build, or like one will have like 2 drops instead of 3. It's just like different ideas for the song and how I would like to structure it. But I was listening to this song called Brute by Fracture. It's a really good song. If you haven't heard it, check it out. It's like really fucking, it's really good. And I fell in love with like, I guess the way the structure, how structured it is. So what did I do? I went on Beatport, I bought the fucking song, I put it in Ableton, and then right here you can see marker by marker, I copied the structure of the song so I could reference it. And I'm really happy with this project file. This is my favorite like structure of the song that I had out of like those multiple versions. It's good, and it helped me pump the song out really quickly because I didn't have to put like a lot of thought into like how long the intro is going to be or like how long the drops are going to be. Like it was just, okay, you're at the drop, fill out this gap. Okay, the next marker, B section, fill out this, portion of the song. And then what are you at next? Breakdown? Okay, just focus on this part. So you're just focusing on one part at a time. It kind of just helped me pump out the song really quickly. Anyways, we're gonna go back here. I do have a lot of like effects in the background here. You can see I love to put a lot of like nature or ambient sounds or textures in my songs when it comes to like my instrumentation. It really helps, like, I guess how do I say it? It really helps like add a lot more width to the song, And I don't know, it's nice, and it does also help fill some frequencies, so the song doesn't sound so empty. But yeah, like I have like thunder sounds, this siren sound that I like to use a lot. Crashes. Here I have like some fucking, I don't even know what this. I just like really stretched out a glitch sample, put it on beats, transients, and it just made glitches, these dumb glitches in that background. More sweeps, and then I add even more white noise and cymbals. More like, what is this? Water? I don't know what the hell I was doing here, but okay. More thunder sounds. Okay, that's pretty much it. And then right here, I introduced this sort of like vocal right here that I kind of chopped up a little bit. Really simple. Cut out the lows, raise the highs a little bit. I added a filter to it because, like, without it, I feel like it comes in a little too aggressive and abrupt, and so I wanted to kind of tame it a bit, so I just filtered it in with kilohertz filter right here, and it kind of helped it a lot. See, it doesn't come in so aggressive, and then over time through the build it gets louder and it gets more clear to the listener. So for the build-up drums here, these were fun to make, low key. Well, I didn't make the drums, but you know, I did this bunch of cashmere, or how you say the name, stomps and kicks and shit. So I have like this one, and also you can see like on certain hits I'm playing with the volume of each one. So like this one is regular and this one is like -5 decibels and back to 0, and then back to -5 decibels. The reason I did that is just because I wanted to add some like human feel to it. I didn't want it to be all the same volume and it sounds so fucking robotic. And then I also added some like panning to some of these, I believe, or maybe not. I thought I did, but yeah, I play with the volume and some panning just to like make each hit differently. So like one will be quieter than the other, one will be slightly to the left or to the right, just to kind of make it sound a little bit more realistic. And then under that I just have some cymbals. The effects are really simple. So this first one right here is, I literally just soloed the basses and the drop. I recorded it, resampled it, put it in the build. I put a EQ to take out all the lows so there wasn't like a bunch of fucking sub in the build. I slowly filtered it in, and then I slowly washed it out with the reverb. That's just to kind of like help the listener, kind of like guide them into the drop, because without this, it sounded, the drop, look, I'll show you. Like, yeah, it sounds cool, but when you put this under and you put it in the build, it kind of, I guess, helps transition it a little bit better, and it's not so abrupt, because some people might be like, damn, that fucking came out of nowhere. And then I have some more rain sounds that I'm slowly fading in, rain sounds that I'm fading out for some reason. I must have been fucking bugging. I like to use this specific noise rise a lot for my builds. I think it's just a really clean sounding white noise sample. I use this one a lot too. I should probably stop using this. Then I think I added my own riser that I made from scratch. So I just layered all these. And then here in the synths, in the build, I don't think there's much different going on. Yeah, no. Just keep playing the same melody. All right, for the drop, this is where it starts getting like interesting. We're gonna start with the drums first. Really fucking simple drums here. So this might be like a goosey kick. Yeah, hairless dog. And then a snare _3. Right, dope. Something I like to do a lot to kind of, I mean, I think I have it muted here, but this is just something that I do sometimes, is I'll layer like a white noise and like this under my kick and snare, just to add a, not transient, but just a little bit more like high into the drum, I guess. It's kind of stupid. I don't really know what I'm saying. I'm just like messing around half the time when I'm producing. I don't really know what's going on. So, I mean, I don't even know. Anyways, I have this Sultan clap, like the tail of it, layered under the snare, just to add a little bit more to the body of the snare and a little bit more width. And then I have another layer here for the snare, just to add a little bit more width and room to it. And you can obviously see that I took the transients out. I didn't want that click under the snare. I just wanted like the tail of it. And then this is something I like to do a lot. I like to put a pre-shift. This is one from one of my old sample packs. Right? All the drums together. Dope, right? Anyways, oh yeah, I did have the white noise then, so I guess I just did it differently here. I don't know why I had this one muted. I might just delete this one. So dope. I still have this here. Next, we're going to the percussion. This is just literally samples. I have this fucking splice symbol that I fucking repeated over and over. And then I have this NASCO cymbals loop. Together, it sounds like this. And then the effects. So I have some stuff going here. I have the noise, obviously, just to help with the impact of the drop. AU5 cymbal crash huge. I have a background effects that I made in a previous session. This is also from like a different older sample pack that I made. And then I have another one right here. You know, now that I think about it, I could have cleaned this up a little bit more if I would have went and added like a shaper box, right? And I just made it do something like this. This would probably would have helped the mix sound a little bit better. Also, sorry that I'm like stuttering a lot. I don't know why. I feel kind of nervous, but I do. But yeah, it could have sounded a little bit cleaner if I did this instead of this. See how messier, see how much more cleaner this sounds? This probably would have helped the mix down, make it sound a little bit more tighter, but it's okay. It's already released. It's not much I can do. I'm cooked. Anyways, that's really it for the effects. Really fucking simple. Vocals, I use, this is from like a drill sample pack on like Splice. And then I have this. Woo! Sounds like Travis Scott. It's lit! And then I have this Wart chant. The processing is pretty simple. EQ, chorus, delay, reverb, all stock shit. Same for the haze. I think I just use an OTT and a OTT to like, I don't know, glue it a little bit better, tighter, and then the saturator just to bring it up in volume again. And just the rest of the processing is the same. Okay, and then we have synths. This is where we get to like the funk good shit. Finally, right? So here we are. Let's start off with these little glitch sounds that I have for the fills, and then we can move to like the main basses. So this is what they sound like. It sound pretty cool. So basically, these are all just old sounds that I made, or yeah, old sounds that I made, and some of them are just warped, and some of them are stretched out, like this one. This is just the main bass from the first drop. I soloed and I just warped it, put it on like tones or texture mode, maybe beats, but it sounds like tones or texture, to be honest. And then more dope, and then obviously this riser you guys heard in the background with the auto pan. Anyways, to the main basses. This is where it gets fun. So I have this sound right here without the processing. It sounds like this. Don't know why it's called camera shutter. Can't tell you. Don't really know. Must have been tweaking when I put this down. I put in EQ, take out the lows. OTT, glue it together. Freeform phase to really fuck it up. Disperser to fuck it up even more. OTT to glue it back together. Saturator to bring it back in volume, and then an EQ again just to make sure all the lows are cut out. Then I have this sound. Let's see what this is. This is probably the sustain. Oh, it is the sustain. This, and then like this is what it sounds like with no processing. It's really easy to make. It's just a sine wave. I have this fucking weird ass LFO where it's at max 100% for half of it, and then like 0 dead at the end. And then I have this LFO2 to bring the FM from B up to 50%, so that way it's like, I guess, introduced a little bit easier. It's not coming off super clicky and like shit. And then I have the LFO1 on the fine pitch of the oscillator B, which you will hear it because it's FM'd or whatever. I don't really know how this shit works, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some distortion, and then I added a saturator, bring it up in volume. OTT, glue it together. EQ, take out the lows. Saturator, bring it back up in volume. EQ again, and then a utility, so that way it's muted at certain sections, like when the these little glitches play. I have the sustain muted there. Just, I don't know, it's not sounding so like fucking everywhere. So this is what it sounds like normally. Like, you can't even hear it that well when those glitches are playing, so you might as well mute it, because it's just taking up space. You're probably just going to fuck up the mix down, make it sound muddy for something that you can't even hear. And then we have the main bass. This is cool. So we had... Ooh. Okay, I thought the processing was going to be a little lighter, but it's okay. This is what the original bass patch sounds like with no processing. Right, so basically it's a sine wave, FM from B, and then I think this is like from the digital little fucking folder here on oscillator B. I have the octave up too, sub, noise, formant, filter, and then okay, I did not expect this much processing, bro. What was I doing? So if anything, this is what actually the dry sound sounds like. Now I'm interested. What does this sound like? Oh shit. Cool. So first off, I always add a compressor, some distortion. This chorus trick I saw from YouTube. I don't remember what video. I was watching somebody make, like, it was like a live stream of someone making music, like that was uploaded, and I just watched it and I saw this trick. I don't remember where it was from, but they like put two different LFOs on delay 1 and delay 2, and it's supposed to do some weird like movement sort of effect, but I don't really remember why I did that. A delay just to add some like metallicness to it, I guess. EQ, take out the lows. Filter, just to control it a little bit better. One way that I also like to control my sounds, I'll go to like Shaper Box and then just make that same LFO that was in Serum, and yeah, that's what I would do just to clean it up. Or you can use like LFO tool or something, that would work too. Well, I don't want to save this preset. But yeah, you can see I have this LFO1 controlling the level, so that way it's not like 100% at all times. You know, it's more and more good like gun shape to it. This formant filter kind of does dull the sound a bit, but I feel like it makes it a little bit more want, you know what I mean? Okay, to the processing. So damn, it's gonna be, I'll have to be quick with this one. Saturator, bring it up in volume. Quarters for tonality. EQ, boost the highs and the lows. OTT, glue everything together. Freeform phase to like fuck it up again. Disperser, mess it up even more. Shaper box here. This is what I was talking about earlier, like shaping the sound with the shaper box or LFO tool. Delay, just for some space. OTT, glue everything back together. Saturator, bring everything back up in volume. EQ, boost some of like the mids where like the tonality's really at, just so you can hear a little bit better, and then just make sure the lows are cut out again. Shifter, I'm using, you can see like I'm kind of like edging the fine a little bit. Wait, ew, no, like not like that. I'm playing with it, you know. So like you can see the automation here. It's kind of playing a little melody with the fine tune, like dun 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 dun. You can see like it'll go up to 344 and then 246 here, so it's not always doing the same thing. So the middle, like the middle hit is a little bit lower and like fine than the other ones. Don't really know what I'm saying again. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Back to the processing. EQ, boost the highs and the tonality with those frequencies up a little bit more, and then take out the lows again, just because I'm very anxious and paranoid about that. As you can see, there's another EQ there with cutting out the lows. Convolution, I don't even think it's doing much in this instance. And then I have a Valhalla Vintage Verb for more room. Okay, and then we have the sub here. Whoa, why is it, was it always doing that? Oh shit, what the I was definitely geeking when I made this. What the hell am I looking at? Okay, hold on. So with no processing, the sub looks like this. Sounds like that. Yeah, sounds like fucking Jingle Bells. What was I thinking when I made this? So I guess I wanted to like add a harmonics to like the sub or something, and for some reason, instead of just doing like this or something, right, like this or some shit, for some reason I just pitched up 4 octaves, 7 semitones on oscillator B, and just played with the level. I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah, it sounds like ass. But then you add the distortion, crunches it together. EQ, because the bass is going to be sitting in the mids of the frequency spectrum, so I want to make some space for the bass and not have it so muddy. Saturator, just to like soft clip it, and then together. This, I don't know what this is. Maybe like another sustain or something. Yeah, kind of like a rise or sustain sort of thing. Filler bass. So I think all I really did here was I duplicated this track of the main bass, and I think in the Serum all I really did differently. Oh no, this is like its own patch, I think. I was gonna say, I think I just like slowed down the LFO so that it was a little bit more sustained. Yeah, this is its own thing, but it's just a sine wave, whatever this shape is called, this triangle or square rectangle, and a formant filter, and then yeah, really simple. And then on under the main bass, I have this like splunky sound. I think this is literally just the main bass, just like modified slightly. Yeah, it's just slightly modified, and I think I took some of the effects just to simplify it a little bit. This sound that's called metal pipe, I would not be surprised if that is a Virtual Riot sample. And then yeah, that's really it for like the synth. It's really, like I told you, really simple. Right here for the B section, what is this? Oh snap! So for one of the glitches, I guess I did this with FL Studio. So I recorded or resampled like a snippet of the main bass, like soloed the drop or the synths in the drop, and then I dragged it into FL, put it in Edison, scrubbed through it, and I guess I did this. So I got a bunch of snips and like rolls and shit of this fucking sound, which is sick. And I think this one is just the recording from Edison, but just warped or stretched out to oblivion. And then after this, we go to a second build. Little fake out thing. This one is cool. So I added some variation with the pre-drop. I just kind of made it stutter like stupid. And then I was kind of worried about the transition, but like this bass, when it stuttered like this with the OTT, kind of has like some low end to it, and like the low end of this glitch kind of helps transition the vocal to the drop or whatever. And then I have this synth right here, which is the main bass, but I think I duplicated the bass patch. Or no, this is its own bass again, I think. Most definitely. Yeah, I'm looking at this shit, most definitely, bro. It's gotta be, dog. Yep. Look at that shit. So see how simple this bass patch is? Things are just overcomplicated. Let's take out all this effects. Corpus for tonality. I have a Pro R for space and width. OTT glue those two effects together. EQ, boost the hell out of that low end and a little bit of the highs. The reason I boost the lows so much is just to like add crunch later on. I guess it helps. Vote cutter to make it sound, I guess, a little bit like watery, because that's what I was kind of going for. Not watery, but kind of like a little more liquidy and like glidey is what I was trying to go for. Freeform phase, obviously you already know I'm cooking that sound. Shaper box just to shape it again. So originally it sounds like this. This shapes the sound a little bit, but it also changes the flow up a bit, which I kind of liked. OTT to bring it all together again. EQ, take out the lows, boost some of the mids and highs. Saturator, bring it up in volume again because it got really quiet. Shifter, turned it down a little bit with the chorus, and then with the fine, I'm playing a melody again. Pro Q3, here I'm just taking out the lows again. Taking the lows out again, boosting the mids and the highs again, just to boost some of those like frequencies that have that tonality, and then just a reverb just to add width. And like EQ for some reason, I don't really know what this is. I don't remember doing this, but yeah, this is what the bass sounds like. This sound right here, that was from the FL Studio Edison scrubbing session. So, because I'm pretty sure if I just like do this, yeah. But I ended up with this little snippet right here. Faded in because it had an ugly click. And then I'm using a convolution reverb to kind of make that effect where it sounds like it's going from really far to right up in your face. I just max it out and then just drop it down to 0. For the drums, I also have this thing going on with the, if I can find it, like this, like a little triplet right before the hit. I guess I had that in the first drop as well. And then from this little second drop, we go down to a break. This was my favorite part to make, this garage part. Alright, so the reason this was my favorite part to make was just because it was the least stressful, I guess, when it came to like not flexing sound design, but just like there was a lot of more creative freedom with like the melodies and like the sounds that I decided to use. I don't know, it's just a lot more fun for me to write the instrumentation than the drops. It's always how it's been for me. Drops, I dread writing the drops. I'm just like, I don't want to do it. But like writing intros and like breakdowns and outros, it's always really fun for me. Drops and build-ups are like my least favorite to do. But yeah, so we added this little pad here that I guess I processed a little bit. Oh, it's an ARP, not a pad. So I took out the low end, and here I believe I like filter it in, and I filter it all the way to the max here. The reason I did this, I filtered it, like I started at 0 here in the beginning, is because I wanted to like be very low key right here, and then right here is just very obvious. It's just to like kind of transition it a little bit into like the B section of this like breakdown part, I guess. I didn't want it to come in so abruptly, but I also when it filters in, I feel like it's nice ear candy at first before it fully comes in. A lot of these sounds right here are offline for some reason, but they were all like my pads that I made different sessions. I just layered a bunch of them. Kind of a shame they're not here because they sound beautiful. What are these? More offline samples? No, these are just the more sounds. And then here I have some more of the intro elements, but I also added some new stuff. So here I added this very like ambient lead. I feel like it really helped add some emotion to this part, I guess, like in the very back. It's more like felt than heard, to be honest. And then I added another lead here with an auto pan, and also controlling the pitch bend here just to make it interesting. And I made this, it's just 16 unison and it's some distortion, literally all it is. OTT, saturation, chorus, EQ, and then a filter to filter it in together with the other lead. This is a bunch of like samples that I made, previous sample packs or previous like sound design sessions. Then I have this. I guess it's just to add like some more emotion to like the background. And then we have, what is this? Some like pads that I'm like slowly fading in and out. More like ear candy. We have this pad right here. We have this Reese that comes back in, but it plays a different bass line than what it does in the intro. And then I guess I'm missing some more stuff here, but that was really it for that. And then for the effects, I'm pretty sure it's pretty basic. more sirens, more white noise. And then finally to the last and final drop. This one was, it's always stressful making the last drop, right? So I wrote the first drop and I was like, sick, can't wait to work on like the breakdown. But remember how I said earlier, I had a bunch of projects with different versions of how the song is structured. Anyways, yeah, I wrote the first drop. I was like, sick, next to the breakdown, and then the second drop. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make the second drop and the first drop not too long, so that way I can like kind of fit in a third drop after like the midsection, whatever. And I don't know. I knew this was gonna be the last drop of the song, and it was very stressful for me because I don't know. It's very like intimidating for me. Like I said, I don't like writing drops because I don't think I'm really good at it. So what? Apparently I have avoidable cause effects. What is this? Okay, I'm gonna have to see what this is in a little bit because I actually don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. So I have this like fake out right here, and then boom. Sick, right? So the main bass, I think it's just, yeah, it's like the first drop's bass, but it was like slightly modified, I think. Yeah. Then I have more of that four bass, whatever, just to help with the rhythm in the background. More of these sounds, more glitches. I think this is the sustain, or one of the riser sustains again. Metal pipe, splunky, filler bass. This third drop was mad simple, I'm not gonna lie to you. This entire song, I know you look at this project and you see so much shit and it looks like complicated, but this song was really easy to make because of that, like referencing the structure of that one song, Brute by Fracture. This song was like written like that, I'm not gonna lie to you. But I think it's a good song. I had a lot of fun writing it. And then lastly we go to the outro. It's just a lot of the intro elements, but kind of faded out in like a tense way, I guess. Yeah, man, I mean, that was really it. I'm not gonna lie to you. My master, I have this, I guess I can go over this, right? I have like this little thing here where I have on the, sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. I'm mad shy. I've never done like a song breakdown before, so this is like, oh my god, I'm like, this is so intimate, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm nervous, but so utility, I have it dropping a couple, I like 2 or 3 decibels throughout the build, just so that way the drop, it's like an auditory illusion where the drop makes the drop sound like a lot louder, and also controlling the width so it slightly gets more centered, and then when the drop hits, it's like, oh, it's back at full fucking width, so it sounds a lot wider than it actually is. A saturator just to clip it a little bit, I mean quite a lot. An ozone, which I'm not gonna open because it's probably gonna crash my computer. And that's really it. This song is like mad nonchalant, mad chill, nothing too complex. And I don't know why the project's called Shrimp Quesadilla, so please don't ask me. But other than that, that was really it. Also, if you want to remix this song, I just dropped a sample pack on Gumroad, and the stems are included as like bonus content on there if you want to try and flip the song, or remix it, whatever. Let me know if you do. I would love to hear it. I'll check it out. Yeah, sorry, I'm really awkward, but thanks for watching, and hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Type shit. Alright, y'all take care.